Hello everyone, my name is Butter Tongsley, fresh from the fridge. Welcome to Dungeons 2. Now, I haven't really played too much of this game. I only played a tiny little bit to understand how the game kind of works, but I haven't gotten really that far. I've only gotten by like the tutorial, but we're going to start fresh. We are going to do a story together.
It was time. The troops of the Absolute Evil had driven the Alliance back to their capital, King's Ending. The time for the final battle had arrived. Prepare to destroy the Alliance, and with it, all good in the land once and for all.
I agree with the narrator, but why do I have the feeling I'm really not gonna like him after the tutorial, after we have to do it again. So, let's begin, shall we? The battle for King's Ending. A very weird name to give your capital. King's Ending. Well, here we go. Let's begin.
Once upon a time, there was a kingdom full of flowers and rainbows, where the sun shone all the time, and there was loads of that goody-goody, lovey-dovey good people stuff going on. There, the alliance of abominably good people lived in unearned wealth and prosperity.
Stop looking at me like that, it's creepy.
But there was a path leading to a different place there. At the end of this path was a rock. There was a cave carved in this rock in which the Absolute Evil lived. It wasn't a grubby, damp cave smelling of muck and mildew, but a deep, dark dungeon, so dark that even darkness itself was afraid of it.
And shaped like a
It was home to numerous innocent monsters, who enjoyed a happy, contented existence, living in complete harmony with their environment. But time and again, the sickening, sweet-smelling good visited this underworld in search of treasure and experience points. Many monsters found this to be the death of them, but much worse, the Absolute Evil's treasures were being stolen. One day, just as a few more heroes had finished plundering its dungeon, the Absolute Evil decided it had had enough, and decided to do something new, something quite monstrous. Go to the surface. The Alliance tried to resist, but the approaching horde just flowed over them like an angry wave of axes, teeth, and bad breath. After numerous unrelenting battles, the Absolute Evil finally stood before the Alliance's capital, King's Ending.
And I'm sorry if the cutscenes are laggy, as well as also behind. It's because of the lag of why the cutscenes are behind, for those people that probably already seen the cutscenes play in a much better resolution, let's say. Like, this cutscene for some reason needs so much power to run, and my game can run it in minimum requirements. I set it up as best as I could, and every time I tweak it, for some reason it's still lagging horribly at cutscenes. I just don't know what to do with that. Oh god, my throat was getting dry. Excuse me. Alright, let's start our evil.
After countless battles, the forces of the Absolute Evil reached the Alliance capital, King's Ending. The laughable remnants of the forces of good had come here to make ready for the final battle. Evil would pay a high price indeed to storm those fortress walls, or so they thought. Suddenly, a rumble rose from deep within the earth. Stones burst asunder, revealing an ancient path into the depths. Out of the depths of Stygian darkness arises the invincible evil. With earth-shaking steps, the unstoppable evil began its trek towards the front. In the terribly improbable event that it may have forgotten how that works, a formidable help function has been provided.
Okay, so right here we're at the surface, and we're playing as the ultimate evil, aka the prime evil. We have a little tutorial thing that pops up here. Selecting a moving unit. Select a unit by left-clicking on it, or alternatively by holding down the left mouse button and drawing a box around it. Now right-click on the desired location. So surface world is kind of similar to that of an RTS, except without base building. It's just I'm guessing units come from here in the future, but right now it's just us as the ultimate evil, and right-clicking moves them.
I said, with earth-shaking steps, the unstoppable, if somewhat sluggish evil began its trek towards the front.
I see why I'm going to hate the narrator now. Just for that, I need to kill something.
The presence of the absolute evil was also reflected in the land itself. Grass withered, and in places the ground tore open to reveal bubbling lava.
No duh. Let's get rid of that. No houses for you, and I don't know what I swung at after I destroyed the house, but it's dead now. Okay, so we're going to be reaching the front.
Even the forest could not withstand the aura of the ultimate evil, and beat a hasty retreat.
That's apparently an evil creature.
A few of the Alliance units had entrenched themselves here. A determined absolute evil marched towards them in order to strike them down with its mighty weapon.
Like that. And I can multi. Ooh. What is that? Terror of the overworld. Regeneration rate plus 2. Okay. So we're gonna pick it up, and I guess it's gonna give us a little buff.
The absolute evil had discovered a medal.
Yep.
These legendary awards ensured a creature could be made even more powerful. Only one downside: a creature could only wear one at a time. Eyes ablaze with greed, the insidious evil gazed upon the blood-drenched battlefield. Here the last defenders of good would die, and an age of evil begin. Projectiles from the Alliance's catapults darkened the sky, but the Horde's fighting skills were at their best in darkness, if they survived.
I killed you all with my mighty mace of maciness.
Absolute evil strode like a war god through the defenders' ranks, and smote them with ease to the ground.
Break all this. What's that sound?
The absolute evil destroyed the defenders' camp in the east with the greatest of ease. Now, only one tiny camp offers any resistance to the absurdly evil evil.
And it turned into a
Even
graveyard.
that won't be able to hold out for much longer.
Oh, hello. Angry mob. Okay, let's, we're gonna have to kill all of you, I'm guessing.
Nothing and no one could stop the invincible evil.
Well, that was easy. Let's destroy more catapults, shall we? Let's break more. Hey. I don't like what you're dishing.
The absolute evil destroyed the defenders' camp in the west with the greatest of ease. The defenders in front of the city had been beaten to a pulp and defeated. Now the time had come to attack King's Ending.
Troll,
The final
not.
battle beckoned.
Troll. So apparently these are all our minions right now. Wish I could control them right now. I could have probably saved the ones that were at the middle of the front.
But what's this?
A little
The
frog.
city gate was firmly barricaded by the Alliance's archers, but the absolute evil would not allow itself to be held up by such ridiculous
removing
impediment. So, go get them! Destroy them now! Oh yes, sorry, stay in character. The absolute evil used its all-powerful magic to eliminate the archers and open the gate to the city.
I don't get how killing archers that are way over there opens the gate way right here. Normally you would have to maybe destroy the gate, or probably some sort of mechanism, but okay, I guess we're killing archers.
Using its legend, wait for it,
They're dead.
dairy powers. The absolute evil destroyed the impediment with ease and simultaneously eliminated a whole group of defenders. True story. The road to the capital was now clear. The absolute evil did not hesitate for even 1 nanosecond.
Why is it he said legendary? It sounded like he was making a milk joke. You know what I
The
mean?
insidious evil entered King's Ending. A small, pitiful group of defenders stood in its way. Suddenly, the doors of several houses in the city opened, and with a loud roar, defenders bore down on the rather surprised evil. An ambush.
Kill the archers in just a sec. There we go. Ooh, with a nice
The invincible
overhead.
evil had crushed the defenders. King's Ending had been defeated. At least, that's what it thought.
Hello, Angel. Dwarf, whatever you are. You look like an elf.
Suddenly,
You
the
are
final
a woman.
heroes of the Alliance emerged from nowhere. Another ambush? Now, this was becoming very boring. But wait, this time it was different. Instead, the heroes raised their hands and started singing an incomprehensible chant. A magical ritual? This did not bode well. Well, actually, it bode the arrival of good things, great things, unless you happen to be the absolute evil.
Which I am. And that's the end of the first part of the tutorial. The second part is going to be... I don't know, honestly, I did play a little bit, so the second part pretty much is still the tutorial. It's just bringing us to a different area. The actual mission starts way after the second part, but we're going to go through the whole story, so just hold on to your seat. We're still getting pretty deep into this.
Somewhere in the depths of the dungeon, the ultimate evil awoke. It did not know what had happened, nor why it had awoken, but it longed for revenge.
And we're about to see why it's seeking revenge now. Get some popcorn.
The last remaining heroes of the country joined forces and cast a powerful banishment spell. The absolute evil disappeared from sight with a threatening gesture, and a faint whispered, "I'll be back," could be heard coming from its lips. The absolute evil had been banished, and its essence shattered into several pieces. Its reign of terror had ended. The good people of the overworld rejoiced, and an era of peace began for the Alliance. Meanwhile, secreted away in the world's most inaccessible places, the last remains of the absolute evil were resting, never again to see the light of the overworld. Until today, that is. Somewhere deep under the earth, the ultimate evil awoke.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings reference right there. The Ring of Sauron was in the ground instead of in a volcano where it should be. And there's our head. And there's our eyes. I love when my eyes get piercing red like that. It really shows off my I guess in a good way, evilness? I don't know. But apparently, that's not where it ends.
And the hand of terror arose, controlled by the ultimate evil. Come on, hand of terror, arise, damn you!
Someone's in a rush.
Methinks that exploring the surrounding area would be a sensible strategy. However, to do this, light would be required.
Let there be light.
Still not bright enough.
Pinky.
An old throne room was revealed by the light. The circumstances remained a mystery.
Ooh.
The hand of terror flew through the throne room, following each and every thought the ultimate evil had. After a few flying sessions, the ultimate evil was able to control the hand with ease. The time had come to call forth creatures who were completely devoted to it and would do its dirty work. Little Snot.
Oh, well, let's talk about it right here. Little Snots, first of all, select your throne room by left-clicking in the room. Now select hire Little Snots.
Snots were the dregs of each and every dungeon and spent their time taking care of it. The expansion-mad evil hired one Snot on the spot.
I'd rather let him finish than having a bicker contest with him.
The first Little Snot appeared. It was completely ready to work in the dungeon and to crawl in the dust before the ultimate evil.
Snops.
Little Snots were important to the ultimate evil because they took care of many important little things, such as excavating new areas. The psionically gifted evil could sense the presence of something important that was buried to the south. It instructed its Little Snots to dig in that direction.
Alright, we have population cap, which shows that little circle, which is right here. Tells us how many we have spawned. So we're only allowed a total of 15. And apparently Little Snots count as 1 each spawn. Okay. Understandable, basic RTS type of thing. Excavations. You can instruct your Little Snots to excavate areas in a dungeon. To do so, left-click on a tile or hold down the left mouse button to mark an entire area. Selecting an already selected area for a second time deselects it. Alright, so it's good for digging out a good amount of space and expansions, as well as shaping the dungeon however we please. But by the looks of it, there is also tiles we cannot select, so there's that.
As quick as a fart, the Little Snot made his way to the marked position and began to dig.
Quick as a fart. that still gets me, like, when I played it to, like, understand the game a little bit.
Behold, the creatures of the overjoyed evil had apparently been much more industrious than it had thought. A great dungeon was revealed behind the wall. Everything was already in place. Doors, traps, a well-filled treasury. Oh, wait. Treasury? And where, if you please, is this treasury? Oh, well. One can't expect too much of these mindless little snots. First of all, some gold had to be dug out to make space for a treasury to be created. The Hand of Terror swiftly marked a few small gold veins so that the little snots could excavate them.
Huh? I got more. So instead of snots, I also have Snorri, Snuffle, Snuzzle, Snorer. I wonder why he's called that. Alright.
As soon as the gold vein was selected, a little snot immediately set out to mine valuable gold for the greedy evil.
Oh, they're greedy. Am I? Oh, that was good. I like how they fill their little baskets in the back as they carry extra gold. Oh, look at them bring it to me. Yes. Good, my minions. Nice, yes. Do my bidding. These guys are like goofy, long-eared, green versions of minions from Despicable Me. Except much stupider.
Once most of the gold had been mined, the Hand of Terror quickly created a treasury on the spot so that the precious metal could be safely stored.
Here we have another tutorial. Types of gold. You will come across two types of gold underground, gold veins and rich gold veins. Gold veins can be removed quickly, much in the same way as normal walls, like what we're digging. And provide you with a quick boost of gold for a short period of time. Rich gold veins last a longer period of time, but only provide a small amount of gold each time. Alright, so do work, so pretty much how I see it, work on the rich gold vein, but don't rely on it, because it only gives a little, so it's not going to really pay as quick as salvaging. And we have to make a room, which build a room. First of all, deselect everything you have selected. I already did that. Now in the action window, select the Rooms menu, and in this menu, select Treasury. Tip: note that production facilities generally require a work unit in order to function. To build a work unit, select Room and then the work unit in the action window. You will then be able to place it freely in the room. Okay, so rooms, treasury. I'd rather not make it that small of a space. I'd rather fill the room.
The clever evil mastered this task with flying colors. From now on, little snots could use the treasury to store mined gold. It was then at the greedy evil's disposal whenever more rooms needed to be built or new creatures recruited. Little snots were all well and good, but were too weak and cowardly to defend the dungeon. Since it was not able to defend itself, the ultimate evil would have to hire some orcs. But they would require food. Liquid food. Well, beer to be precise. So the next important thing to build was a brewery. And that would require some space to be created. The ultimate evil had the feeling that its servants were not really putting their backs into the work. Might a hearty slap from the Hand of Terror change that?
Working units. You can also work your units with the Hand of Terror in order to motivate them to work faster and emphasize the priority of a particular task. The unit you whacked will work more effectively for a short period of time, but lose a little of its life force. To whack a unit, right-click on it. So, in the first tutorial, we were playing as the Ultimate Evil, but now we're playing as this hand, so in a way, this is pretty much our character right here, is the Hand of Terror. We're the Hand of Terror, and the Ultimate Evil is just an extra person that we used to control until we were defeated. So...
The sadistic evil encouraged its creature to work a little faster, with a friendly but not at all gentle slap.
Work faster! Work harder! Where's my beer? Yeah, so right there, like they're gathering a larger portion of gold that they spill on the floor, so yeah, definitely don't rely on these too much. Get a boost of gold from mining out all these. Alright. I'm glad it doesn't lower the amount they're bringing by the little drop particles.
With quick finger snaps from the hand of terror, the room stood ready.
So, yeah, it's production. Okay, so let's make that.
Excellent. But the recently built brewery lacked a brewing copper. With a sigh of resignation, the overworked evil set about taking care of that too.
Oh, alright. Brewery. Nice. Oh god, this is big.
The hard-working evil effortlessly built a brewing copper so that delicious beer could be brewed as soon as possible. One of the little snots started working on the brewing copper. The nostalgic evil banished all thoughts of Oktoberfest and brass bands. Those would have to wait. More important tasks had to be completed first. Both beer and gold were now available in the dungeon, so it was time to hire some creatures to defend against greedy heroes or whatever else snuck around underground. At present, it was only simple orcs declaring undying loyalty to the ultimate evil. The rest of the horde was scattered to the winds.
Let's see, efficiency of rooms. Rooms have an efficiency rate that shows how well work can be performed inside. You should try to ensure that a room is surrounded by walls as far as possible and that they have ideally also been upgraded. Pro tip, efficiency can be increased even beyond 100%. Okay. So we have to get 5 orcs, which we get gives me. Orcs! Orcs are strong melee fighters. When they are not attacking opponents in a blind rage, you will find them encouraging the rest of the creatures in your dungeon to work faster. I wonder how they encourage. Do they beat on them?
Orcs were defensive close combat specialists, capable of dealing with many opponents. However, they were very vulnerable to ranged attacks.
Don't have them fight an officer. Got it. So we have to recruit 5 orcs. Sorry, I'm not sick. I'm just clearing my throat. I just have something in my throat. Just I think my throat is actually just dry.
Payday! An eerie gong rang through the halls. It did not bode well for the ultimate evil's treasury stocks, for at each sounding of the gong, the creatures would collect their undeserved wages. However, there was little it could do about this, as it was chained to the throne. Thus, it had to give free rein to its servants' desires. For the time being, at least.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get some later. What's this? Evilness. Shows how much evilness you have. Accrued. And how much more you will require for the next level. Oh. Okay. Here's orc number 4. So how are they?
Suddenly, one of the repellent evil's servants became very thirsty. This was typical of a troop member of the unanonymous alcoholics known as the Horde. The Dipso made his way to the nearest brewery to quench his thirst. A thirsty orc arrived at the brewery. Eager and slavering, he started demolishing the alcohol-hoarding evil's stock of beer.
Work faster, little snot! That one orc finished off 3 barrels! I'd hate to see how badly they act when they don't get their drinks.
One louse-infested orc crawled up from the depths and declared allegiance to the ultimate evil. The first step towards the creation of a powerful army had been taken. The dungeon of the expansion-mad evil grew and prospered, but unfortunately, it had reached the maximum possible population it could currently manage. Now a creature would have to be thrown into the bottomless pit before any others could be brought in. The profound evil had had enough of dungeon sightseeing and now wanted to move to the surface to try a dish that is best served cold. Revenge. Some Alliance members were bound to be guarding the entrance to the overworld. A fine appetizer for a vengeful evil.
So, pit of uselessness in the throne. What's this? Populations. Even an evil genius such as yourself can only control a certain number of creatures. This is shown by the population points at the top. Top in the middle. If you have reached the maximum limit, you will not be able to hire any additional creatures unless you first dismiss one. You can do this by picking a creature and throwing it into the pit in your throne room. So just pick it like that. Dangle, dangle. I want to do a dance for you, my lord. Okay. Well, you're going into the pit of uselessness.
The creature disappeared into the pit of uselessness with a long, drawn, and gradually diminishing "ah." This particular act of wickedness brought a smile to the face of the ultimate evil.
Let's hire that one back. Okay, big south. Okay, just like that one, we just have to hit one spot. Think faster.
The nameless evil's creatures came upon a spider's nest during their search for an entrance to the overworld.
That's not good.
It would take more than one orc to smoke that out. The abysmal evil used the Hand of Terror to grab several of the creatures that were still completely inexperienced at fighting, and threw them onto the spider's nest.
Oh, off of my door! Off of my door! Don't want you breaking my doors. Yeah, here.
The spiders dropped like flies. The strategically well-versed evil patted itself on the back, proud that it had led its troops into battle with such aplomb. And by led, I just simply mean chucking them at the enemy. The basics of a dungeon were now in place. However, the brewery was puny and didn't really have room to store beer barrels in, and the treasury was also anything but impressive in size. Quickly, the expansion-hungry evil set out to enlarge its dungeon.
We better enlarge that, because it's not gonna last. And that looks like that needs enlarging too. Let's mine out that. And mine out that. Oh, almost missed. Especially since that treasury is full. Make more brew. Brew, brew, brew as fast as you can. Stop drinking all the beer! I want some too, dang nabbit. Not really. In real life I don't drink, but I'm saying it because I want to be funny, okay? Don't judge me. We don't really have to rush them because they're not doing anything that'll get them in trouble. I'd rather not get in trouble with them though, because like it shows right here, this one's
Payday!
Payday got in the way of an angry orc. That's good. Ooh, drink faster! Come on! They want me to be an evil overlord, I'm gonna be evil. I'm gonna slap all of you and make you work faster. And you, get the propaganda on the walls better, because I think that's how they boost the enthusiasm of making people work harder. Yeah, picking up units, I already know that. I just did that to throw people in, to send a click on them, or click them. Is that a treasury? This is almost done. Come on. I do like how I can slap people to make them work faster. Oh, it's done. Okay, let's expand out this whole room. Oh, there we go. Okay, thirsty, more nauseous, thirsty. We got thirsty people. We need another. Let's go. Make beer. Double the beer production. I'd rather not see what happens when they are thirsty. Alright. And now we're gonna dig some. So, you know what? Let's expand over here and see what we got. I feel like this could be a good extra room. Woo! I found a medal. Regeneration.
The evil has awoken, but its brothers are still asleep.
What? What?
Huh? What on earth was that? That's not in my script. What a weirdo. No matter. We'd better get back to concentrating on the dungeon.
Yeah, what a weirdo, right?
A horrified expression crossed the ultimate evil's face when it discovered that all the chickens from its chicken farm had been eaten. What were its creatures going to eat now? Wait a moment. Chickens? Oh, whoops, that's another game. Got confused.
What is he talking about? What about chickens? Why should I be worried about this? We have a chicken farm? Where is the chickens being produced? I don't see any chickens. What's going on in this? I only have one not making brew. What's this?
The little snots came across...
Badges in the dungeon. If you find a badge in your dungeon, you can simply pick it up and hand with the Hand of Terror. I already did that. And drop it on a monster, give it the badge. Alternatively, you can also throw the monster onto the badge. Okay.
...was a small room containing a healing potion whilst pointlessly digging around in the underground.
Oh.
The ultimate evil could throw one of its wounded creatures on the potion to heal it.
Alright. Well, now everyone's good, so I think I'll store that right in the throne room. Oh, excuse me. Safekeeping. And you know what? Even though it's just a dot, sure, mine that extra spot. Hurry up. Someone's thirsty. Brew! Brew! What am I gonna do with all this empty space? Yeah, a lot of gold. You know what? We'll make this another brewery. They're drinking a lot of my beer. Trying to make it perfectly, but not perfect. That.
Payday!
And oh yeah, another brewery. Seeing as that only gives a little bit. Well, alright. Actually, everything should be fine. We'll only have like a third brewer in there anyway, so that could just be like an extra storage. Because they seem to be going to this one only for now. So if this one runs out, then at least that one will be all set. Let's see what's going on here. Come on.
A huge monstrosity loomed out of the darkness on 8 legs. This dungeon's human guards had been ancient history for a long while.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Now it was home to a huge spider and her brood. Would Sam and Frodo escape it and continue their journey to Mount Doom, or was this the end of the Ring Bearer? Hang on a minute, that's not the right text. Where were we? Oh yes, a huge spider, henceforth called the Spider Queen. It would be necessary to eliminate the Spider Queen before the Horde could reach the surface.
The
Spider Queen sent forth a wave of her children. Of course, the ultimate evil was fully aware of this danger and immediately prepared to defend itself against them. At least, that's what I hope.
Yes. Oh. It just barfed web all over my orcs.
The vile perversion, once called the Spider Queen, had nothing more with which she could fight the Horde. Later, the sensitive evil would have her innards made into a lava lamp. The way to the surface was open. Now it was time to put those vengeance plans into practice. The vile evil wanted to take this opportunity to utter a really sinister laugh. But unfortunately, its physical state made this unviable. Instead, it asked the narrator to do a bit of sinister laughter on its behalf. Oh well,
Please
here
don't.
goes. Deep breath.
Don't do that again. Anyway, that will have to do for right now of that episode. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you all again in the next one. We're going to be making sure we play through this whole story. We're going to get straight from beginning to end, as best as we can. I will make sure of it. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a wonderful day, and I hope this video even brightened up your day while watching it. If you had a sour day, I'm glad to be there to be of entertainment. So, thank you all once again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about the video in the comments below. I will see you again really soon. Take care.